Okay, so mini Polish food store food haul. I just went shopping in Eastleigh this morning to this place. I just bought a few of my favourite things really, and a few different things I haven't tried before. So the Polish rye bread, I really like that. We've got some carrot, peach and apple juice. We've got some lychee flavoured juice drink and some passion fruit flavoured juice drink. We got this bottle of Kefir. I've never tried this before. It's like a cultured milk drink. It's like yogurt but for drinking. And some raspberry flavoured biscuits. A chocolate bar, Advocaat flavoured. And these are interesting. They had a whole range of different vitamin kind of energy drinks, but specifically with different vitamins and mineral mixes in them. So I thought I'd give that a try. And that's it. And that lot came to £7.42, which is, I think, pretty good. This one I think we might feature in Weird Stuff in a Can, actually, even though it's not that weird, I think, in Poland, because they've got a whole range of these different things. It's something that's we don't have ourselves here. I've never seen vitamin energy drinks native to the UK here. Okay, postbag time. This little package has arrived in the post today. I do know what's inside there. This is from wish.com and it's a chainsaw, but not a petrol chainsaw. It's a manual chainsaw. Now, what this is, and I shall have to be careful because it's got some sharp bits on there, is supposedly a chainsaw capable of cutting through tree branches. We will test that sometime. We'll take this out and have a look at it, but it seems pretty good actually. It seems like it's fairly well constructed and solid. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of sharp edges here actually, I've got to say. So it needs some sort of little leather pouch or something, I reckon, to keep this in if it's worth keeping. But we will take that out into the forest and try cutting through a tree branch with it. It does look like it's reasonably well constructed, and for £3.60, which is what I paid for this, it actually seems like not a bad deal. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. It really will depend on whether this is capable of cutting through a branch or not. So we'll take that out in a future video and give it a try. Okay, a couple of weeks ago I came down this little track and we picked some goosefoot and made goosefoot pancakes, and I just want to have a look down here today and we'll see how much those weeds on that, well, what was bare soil, have sprung up and filled in the gap. So yes, as you can see, the weeds really have grown up into quite a verdant cover for the soil, and the goosefoot is now, well, some of the specimens are quite large, like this one here, almost like a small shrub now, although this is all herbaceous. But even at this stage, these little tender tops here with the seeds can be picked and eaten. And these leaves down here will be perfectly fine as long as they don't feel stringy or anything like that. And these can be picked and used like spinach. So we're going to pick some of that today, because I'm going to make myself a goosefoot kind of, well, a spinach style goosefoot omelette. But I think we'll have a look at one or two of the other plants here, because I can see a mass of white and yellow flowers here. And let's go and have a closer look at those. Come on. Come on, stop eating rabbit poo. So yeah, these white and yellow flowers are some species of mustard, I would say. Possibly a wild radish. This one's quite coarse and bristly, and this one's a little bit smoother. But some species of mustard or something along those lines, no doubt. And these plants would be edible. In fact, the flowers are no doubt edible. In fact, let's just prove that by, I'm going to munch one of them now. You can tell it's in the sort of radish and cabbage family because this very distinctive four-petaled arrangement. Yeah, and that flower has a sort of peppery mustard radish flavour, which I would expect from a plant like this. Also growing in amongst all of this, we've got shepherd's purse. And so here we are, this is shepherd's purse here, again a relative of cabbage and mustard and those sort of plants, and it has these little heart-shaped seed pods, which I believe are the reason why it's called shepherd's purse. I don't know if a shepherd's purse traditionally was that kind of shape, but there, anyway, there it is, that's shepherd's purse. And this plant is a lot like rocket, and so actually if we were to go down to the bottom of the plant, in fact I'll just pull one up because there's hundreds of them here. So we've got lots and lots of green leaves there, and these leaves would be edible in a salad just like rocket. So anyway, as I say, I'm going to pick some more goosefoot. We'll have a look and see if we can find any other interesting plants here around and about. So whereas before when I picked goosefoot I picked the whole of these tops with a little bit of the seed or inflorescences as well as some leaves, today I'm actually going to be focusing on picking the leaves. So I'm going to go a bit further down the plant and I'm going to be picking these nice tender fresh green leaves, and we're going to use them exactly like we would use spinach. Now, just the same as with mushrooms, you do have to be very careful that you have identified the exact plant that you're picking. And so whilst goosefoot is really easy to identify because of these flower heads and because of this odd dusting of crystalline stuff it has underneath the leaves, especially when it's younger, I find goosefoot really easy to identify. However, there are other things here that would hurt us if we pick them. So I don't know what this is actually. I think this is some species of nightshade. So not really sure what that is, but if we pick that, I don't think we'd have such a good day. So it's just a question of being really confident with the identification of the things you're picking. So yeah, here we've got quite definitely a different species of goosefoot. Look, it's got quite different leaves there. I think this might be oak leaf goosefoot, but I'm not really sure. However, I am sure it's a goosefoot, and I know the whole family is edible. So I'm going to pick some of these leaves. In fact, these little leaves here are actually quite a bit nicer and more tender than some of the broader leaf plants. So that's quite nice to have stumbled across this one. We'll just pick a few of these leaves off of here into our bag. Nice. These slender leaf forms are actually quite a bit easier to pick as well because the leaves are easier to grab hold of. Okay, and here's that nightshade again. Not really sure what it is, but there we go. We can see little potato-like flowers there. So that puts that in the Solanaceae family, and definitely something we would avoid consuming. Don't know quite which nightshade this is, but certainly not something I want to entertain the notion of eating. Eva, you right there? Okay, and here we've got something of an oddity. This is a potato. Now, I don't think potatoes have ever been grown in these fields here, so it's not a leftover from cultivation. I think it's more likely somebody in one of these houses here has dumped their compost out the back here at some point, and a potato has managed to grow here. So we've got feral potatoes growing in this field here. Now, I am tempted to come back here with a fork and dig that up and see if there's any actual potatoes underneath there. Perhaps we'll do that in a future video. Okay, so this time we've just got the leaves of the goosefoot. Well, that was my intention anyway, so I'm actually going to discard that little bit of flower or seed there, and we'll just have the leaves. Now I'm just going to give those a good rinse. To get rid of any surface dirt that's possibly on there. And then, because I'm going to be cooking these in an omelette, which only requires very gentle cooking, I'm actually going to wilt these leaves by just pouring some boiling water over them. Just like that. And then we'll just leave that to drain while we get on with the omelette. Let's get the pan up to temperature. Just a tiny little spray of oil. I've got some leftover pork sausage, so I'm just actually going to throw that in first, and we'll make our omelette around it. That will also give us an indicator of when the pan is up to temperature. And we'll just turn those little pieces of sausage once, just to give them a tiny bit of crispness on both sides. Bit of extra flavour there from the browning. Okay, turn the heat down a tiny bit now. There we go. Right, okay, that's cooking a little bit more vigorously than I would like. Right. Now I've squeezed all of the excess moisture out of the goosefoot, and I'm just going to snip that now over the top of my omelette. Try and distribute it as evenly as I can. Pretty good. Now we're going to have a grind of nutmeg, because nutmeg and spinach is really good. And always a little bit of black pepper. And we will have a little bit of salt here, although not too much, because I'm also going to put some nice mature cheddar on top, which is a little bit salty all on its own. So let's start folding that over. Still a little bit of moisture there from the egg. We'll just turn the heat up a little bit and begin folding this omelette over. So, oops. Fold that into the middle like that. That's good. Okay. So just going to very carefully flip that over just to give it a tiny bit of browning on the other side. Don't want too much browning on there, just want to make sure that it's got a little bit of, I like it with a little bit of crispness on the outside of the egg there. Some people prefer it to be completely pale, no browning at all. My preference is just a little bit, just for extra flavour. Okay, there we go. Let's get that onto the plate. Nice. Now let's have a look inside. And hopefully we've got that spinach. Well, I keep calling it spinach, but it's really goosefoot. We've got that melty cheese in the middle there. Really nice. Let's have a taste. Let's get a bit of everything. So we get a bit of sausage, a bit of the cheese stuffed omelette right there, with that oozy cheese and a lovely goosefoot. Let's have a taste of that. Wow, that's really good. Do you know what? Nutmeg, cheese and spinach, or in this case goosefoot, such a winning combination. Right, I'm going to eat the rest of this for my lunch now. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.